During an avalanche, my boyfriend rushed his first love into the shelter, leaving me his fiancée refed with a broken leg out in the snow. When the avalanche roared down the mountainside, my fiancé roared down the mountainside, clutching his first love Sours Epigani as he hurried into the shelter. I begged him, my voice trembling with desperation, not to leave me behind. Sours has a fever, he said, his tone almost pleading for my understanding. She can't survive on her own. You are stronger and more experienced. I will get her to safety and come back for you. Their silhouettes vanished into the swirling snow, leaving me with nothing but the bitter cold and a broken leg. A thunderous crash followed, and the white expanse consumed everything in its path, including me a week after my demise. Altair Armani saw the news of my death and shattered completely. The tragedy began with Sours Epigoni, Altair's first love, insisting on joining me for a trek up the snow-covered mountain. A week later, he saw the news of my death and completely broke down. I had warned her firmly beforehand that there was no leisurely stroll. It was a highly demanding and professional expedition, and I had to follow my instructions without exception. But just moments ago, she and Altair had been shamelessly flirting, their careless antics resulting in the bag containing the GPS device tumbling off the edge of a cliff. Sister, it wasn't on purpose, Sours said, her tone dripping with feigned innocence. You were the expert here, aren't you? You will lead us back safely, right? I clenched my fists, barely restraining myself from lashing out, and snapped. Do you have any idea what you've done? It's terrifyingly easy to get lost up here. That GPS was our lifeline, and you threw it away. We could freeze to death because of your stupidity. Sours shivered, her body trembling with the weight of her own tears. She broke down into sobs, her cries echoing through the stillness of the mountain air. Altair pushed me from behind, his voice laced with frustration. Malaya, Sours didn't mean to. Why are you being so hard on her? You were the expert. You still have the map in your bag, worst case. We can use that. He wiped the tears from Sours' face, his worry evident, his hands gentle as he tended to her. Every time Sours cried, Altair was powerless, unable to resist her. I took a deep breath, pushing down the frustration that had begun to build up, and led them forward without a word. Wait, Altair, look at this place. It's so beautiful. Can you take a picture of me? I couldn't help but pause, watching them as they happily snapped pictures of each other. Altair, it's getting late. We need to reach the summit soon and start descending. Once the sun sets, the temperature will plummet, and we have to be back at the base before it gets too dangerous. I tugged at his sleeve, but he barely seemed to hear me as he kept focusing on the camera. When we went on trips before, I'd ask Altair to take pictures for me, but he always mumbled something about not being good at it. Cyrus is so pretty, she should be in more pictures, he said, guiding her into different poses. Altair, let's record a video too. If I submit it, I will get promoted, Sours said, pulling something from her bag. It had only been 3 months since she returned to the country and became an intern at the Nog station where Altair worked. The boss had insisted on a high-quality interview video. When Sours heard I was part of the polar exploration team, she asked Altair to take her to my workplace. The team, always kind and eager to cooperate, welcomed her with open arms, but Sours, as usual, began to complain about the environment and bombard my colleagues with endless questions, making everyone feel uncomfortable. For Altair's sake, I decided to take them up the mountain alone, just wanting to finish the task and send her off quickly. Suddenly, there was a loud bang. I spun around, startled only to find Sours holding a sparkler glitter dancing in the wind. My anger surged, and without thinking, I slapped her across the face, setting off fireworks on a snow mountain. What was going through her foolish head, Sours? Altair shouted, his voice full of concern as he rushed to steady her. Then without warning, he turned on me, eyes flashing with anger. With a furious kick aimed at me, I lost my footing and tumbled down the slope, my knee slamming hard against a jagged rock. A sharp, searing pain shot through me, and I couldn't help but groan in agony. Altair held Sours in his arms, his gaze cold and unfeeling as he looked down from above.